Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lesley.
Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Good. We always chat so other people realize we chat for a couple of minutes before we go live, and it's always fun to catch up on what's going on in everybody's life. So, you had a sick kid this week.
Oh, this is the nature of being a working parent. Yep, sick kid home and juggling schedules and my husband's schedule and mine and passing kid around. And it don't always go as planned when you're running a business.
Absolutely. And like I said to you, I have no car this week. So, it's because my car's in for service. So, I'm digging into my pantry to find food rather than going with food delivery, which is so expensive and so silly and waste of money, in my opinion. But we wanted to talk today about what it takes to be successful in the long term running a business. So if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe so you get notified um, of future videos that we do. But let's dive in. So when someone's first starting their business, it's feeling like I got to get everything done right away. Otherwise, I can't take a job. I can't take a client. And other people jump into taking clients and do nothing to get their business foundation set up. How did you do it?
Yeah, I mean, when you're new to business, it's hard to know what to do first because you want to do all the things. And when I was starting out, I had about 10 years working for other designers, working in corporate behind, under my belt, but was ready to go on my own. And it was actually a friend who mentioned a business coach to me. And I was kind of like, wait, that's a thing? Like I can just have someone help me figure this stuff out because I had no idea where to start. And so the first thing I actually did was hire a business coach who helped me with sort of the basic stuff. But that's also, if you're brand new and aren't bringing revenue in yet, that can be a big scary investment. It's not inexpensive, nor should it be. It is so incredibly valuable. But that was huge for me in realizing I could have somebody guide me instead
Yes.
of just stumble along. And I mean, we all make mistakes. I'm 18 years in the industry, and something happened this week where I was like, I'm going to learn from that and I'm going to change something, and we're not going to do that again. So from day one, there's always learning and growing. And I have found such value in learning from other people, one step at a time, following what they teach, figuring out what works for me, what doesn't, what I want out of this, and just
Right.
it's slow and unsexy.
Yeah, it's definitely slow and unsexy. That's such a great way of saying it. You know what? When I started my art consulting business, I didn't hire a coach. I started with $300 in the basement of my house and my mother's artwork. She was an artist doing watercolors, and I just started selling them. And then I started matting and framing them in my basement. Never hired a business coach. I fumbled through. Oh, this looks like it might be a good opportunity. Should I do it or not? Then I'd ask everyone around me, like, do you think I should do this? And I got a ton of, no one's going to pay you to do that. No one's going to want that. I think it was a fluke. And then a couple of people would be like, yeah, sure. If you think you should do that. Like, but I didn't have anyone who had done it before me or grown a business successfully to really give me any advice. And I stayed in that place of not getting a business coach to start my art consulting firm now 25 years ago. For years. I mean, I don't actually think I ever had a business coach for my art consulting firm. And it took me so long to make money, like so
Yeah.
long. And discouraging because I had a bunch of naysayers around me. So I decided when I started my coaching business, I wasn't going to make that same mistake. I'm like, it's not going to take me 7 years to make money. I'm going to hire a coach right away. And do you know, I did. I made money in the first year because I hired a coach who could tell me when to make a decision, how to make a decision. She had a membership site that I could go in and learn things that I was doing all myself because I was a one-woman show, basically. Sally was with me still, my client services manager now, but she was just still learning with me. We didn't know anything. So that's part of the reason why I started a membership site, because I thought 24/7 learning worked for
Yes.
me because I could go in at 11 o'clock at night if I couldn't sleep and just do one little training just to clear my mind and then relax, right? I knew I wanted to learn something that I couldn't get to my coach until the next session, because at that point I did hire a coach that had a membership site like we have. So it's so interesting to me how it's a hard mindset. It's hard to get over that hump. Like, I got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people don't like that. They just feel like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to just try to band-aid it together through YouTube videos, through these lives, through this and that. And it could take you pretty far, don't you think?
Mhm. Absolutely. And I think you made such a great point too. Like hiring a one-on-one coach does not have to be your first step. There are other options like the membership site, which is super affordable. And you have to be a bit more self-directed, self-motivated. You don't have quite the same accountability you do when someone is counting on you to show up every week with something, but
Yes.
you get the answers you need early on, and you're going to make mistakes, like just straight up, but it's going to save you so many mistakes to know, here's a proven system, here's how you handle this part of your business, here's an example of how this can work. And there's just a lot of confidence in knowing that you're able to consult with experts and take what you like, implement it, move forward, and do it in a really affordable way.
Right. But everybody's money story is different. And a lot of people I cannot spend that kind of money. I'd be panicking, and again, it goes back to your childhood and your money story, which we go over in our group programs and in my one-on-one programs. But the first starting point might be that, you know what, I just want to know what to start with. And in our membership site and in our Profit Insider program, you start with creating your business plan. Now, a business plan, not the kind you're going to go get a loan. It's modified to say, what are your goals 3 years from now? Where do you have to be a year from now in order to achieve those 3-year goals? What do I need to do now? What should I be focusing on? The biggest problem new entrepreneurs have is wanting to do it all at once and doing it fast and not having it done right and then having to go back and redo it and not right. Which happens naturally anyway, but it happens more if you don't have that business plan focus in the beginning. What are your goals this year? I'm going to tell everyone something you probably already know or you're denying. You cannot do as much as you think you want to do in 1 year.
But you can do more than you think you can in 5 years.
Exactly, right? So every single day, imagine if you're in my membership site, our membership site, and every day you did a 10-minute training, a 10 minutes of a longer training, and really sat and absorbed it. That week, then you then implement what you're learning and give yourself a week to implement. And then you have another little training, right? If you can do a little bit every week on your business goals, not taking care of your clients, which you're also juggling,
Yeah.
but actually working towards your business growth, your process, your marketing, your scripts and your sales techniques, your emails, your onboarding process, your offboarding process, things that are going to grow your business and make you more efficient so you can start charging more for your worth because you're tightening up your process. These are things that have to happen little baby steps. It's not going to happen overnight. That's one of the things we tell our Profit Insiders.
Yeah, and we all want it to. We all want to be that overnight success, but it's pretty clear an overnight success takes 10 years. Like that's it really does. You see these designers that pop up and they're everywhere and they're in House Beautiful and Arch Digest and you're like, how'd you do that? I've been showing up every day for 10 years and I've been doing the trainings and I've been implementing and I've been learning and I've been course correcting and I've been making mistakes and I've been losing money, I've been fixing problems. And it is slow and steady.
Yes.
And it is part of the process. There's a lot you can learn from others that will save you time, money, and mistakes. Just like we always say, like we save our clients the time, money, and mistakes. Having some guidance does the same thing for us as business owners. And it is it's so massively helpful to have something to look at as a starting point. I hate a blank canvas. I know some designers love like new from the ground up. I'm like, give me a blank piece of paper and I get hives. Give me some sort of constraint or boundary. And I'm like, okay, I can work with this. So here's an idea and I can take this, jump off this, and I can make it mine. And you made such a great point about implementing, where I think we feel as designers, we need to be designing 3 hours a week. And as the head of your business, as the CEO, the owner, the principal, the visionary, to industry standard, about half your time should be spent on billable client work. And really about half your time as the business owner is on the business. It's the growth, the marketing, it's the systems, it's the making the whole machine work so that you can focus on the client stuff. But there has to be that balance in learning, growing, implementing, improving the back end if you want to have that 5-year success that you're dreaming of.
I love that. Learning, growing, implementing, right? Well, learning, implementing, growing. I don't care what order, but it all starts with learning. Learning what you should be doing. I can't tell you how many times I've heard my clients, our clients mutually with Profit Insiders, say to us, well, before I met you, I would have done this and I would have lost my shirt on that job. Or before I met you, just this morning, actually, somebody left a message for the key. Since I've started using the key, not only does it speed up my pricing, it helps me stick to my pricing because I used it and I understand the logic behind my pricing as opposed to just pricing. This is what it feels like it should be, which some people still do, or their logic has not proven to be profitable in the past and they can't figure out why. Right? So
Yep.
baby steps, everyone. And one of the reasons why I have the membership site, because like you said in the beginning of the live, it's a low cost option. $97 a month right now. And trust me, I feel like there's 100 trainings in there. And I go live for membership site only people once a month. They can ask questions and
They
I
still
answer
get
them.
you live for their questions.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm going to say it straight out. I don't understand why there's not more people in the membership site, even though there's a lot, because it's so freaking good. I did it myself. You're putting training in there. Other coaches put trainings in there. And it's 24/7 learning. Plus, I answer questions once a month for these people. $97 a month. I don't understand why people are still trying to grasp at answers from other people that it's not their business model. It may not work for them. It may like you get so many different opinions. And I love my Facebook group, the
I
Interior
was just
Design
gonna
Business
say that.
Forum.
And God bless, people have great opinions and ideas, and you're gonna get you ask a question, and you're gonna get 1,000 different directions of an answer. It's like, well, which one? What do I
Well, and
do?
right, but if you notice, whenever I weigh in, I usually ask another question because you can't just give someone advice based on this general statement they made. Sometimes you need to know more, right? How many years have you been in business? Where are you located? What kind of client is this? How did you price it in the beginning? Why are you in this situation you are now? Then, okay, now I understand the background. Now let's give advice on how you should price something. So everyone's going to weigh in on their own experience, which is very valuable. But then that person who asked that question is still sitting there with 5, 6, 7 different opinions with, now which way is right for me? Right? And that's where I feel like if you had a membership site, you had a place to go, what is standard? What is working? Where are people finding their profitability? How are they finding profitability and their ideal client and the process that works? You got to focus on one coach. I don't care if it's me, honestly. It could be another coach who speaks to you. The way they communicate is right for you. But if I'm the one and you're the one, and you don't have enough money to coach with us in our Profit Insider program or a one-on-one, then go to the membership site. It's an amazing starting point to get you the information to start implementing and getting your foundation set, especially if you're new to business. But I have to tell you, there's plenty of people in there have been in business 20 years. And the market has changed. Technology has changed. How to find your ideal client has changed. Social media is now a huge thing, which is, I think, is why people my age are needing coaching sometimes, because you have to understand the world as it stands today and what it takes for someone to hire you.
Yeah. And you're right, it's different. Even when I started, I had a Rolodex and we faxed things. Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
that was when I started in this industry. And if you, it's harsh, but the phrase adapt or die is relevant because honestly, this is changing in this industry. 18 years in, it does not look like it did when I started. I am no longer faxing or Rolodexing anything. And these little, like, it can feel like a lot, but step by step by step by step is how you get there. Like, you don't have to, take a course or program or go into a membership site and blow through all the trainings in 2 weeks because you're just gonna cry in a corner and sorry.
It's too much. one at a
It's too
time.
much. Exactly. And I love that. And I think it's really important too, with this kind of like self-directed learning model, even if you're working with a coach, it's more structured. When you're on your own and you're doing that sort of, okay, let's do 10 minutes a day here, put it on your calendar, make it a thing. Block, maybe it's the first hour of the day, maybe it's the last hour of the day when you're burnt out from design brain work and you just want to sit and take something in. 10 minutes to watch a video, 10 minutes to implement it. Put it on your to-do list, make a plan. Don't just let it be stuff that kind of, oh, that was nice. And then
That's
you go
right,
back to
because
doing things the way that wasn't working.
exactly. And it helps you build that foundation that you need to continue to build, right? So we have foundational lessons in there, plus then you start to build. But let's say one day you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do on Instagram today. We have a whole Instagram training in there. I'm not sure what to do with my personal Facebook page. Guess what? In the membership site, it'll tell you what to do. Client emails you and is upset about something, you don't know how to respond, go on the membership site. We have responses to difficult situations, right? Don't know what form to use when you're in somebody's house to keep track of your window treatments. We got a form in there for you for that too, right? There's so much in there that it's the foundation. Set your foundation. If you're new to business and you can't afford to coach, but you're like dying to coach with somebody, start with a membership site. Because my membership site has a wealth of information in there that is going to help you with that slow and steady progress so that you can get to your 3 and 5 year goals. Just sitting here and thinking about it and just talking about it and being stuck in, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money. Guess what? You need to spend money to make money most of the time, right? So it's scary, but I have never failed to get my value out of the things that I pay for. And if you can take that mindset, like I'll be damned if I'm going to pay for this if I'm not going to get the value out of it and move on it, then that's where you have to work on first. If you can't take information and actually implement it, then work on that first. And the starting point would be a simple membership site like we have. Start with one thing and work on it. Right? I think it is hard. I mean, I started with $300. I know a lot of people start with nothing, and I get it. As soon as you want to reinvest in your business as long as you can, if you're able to financially, in order to get to that next level. And then at some point you're like, I'm investing in my business and I'm taking money out of it. How did I get here?
Yeah.
Right?
And it's one of those things like you turn around one day and you're like, oh, I have a business. It's working. Like you just been slowly taking a step every day. And it's that compound effect of the consistency. This isn't about like one burst of a week or a month in a program or course or learning things and then fizzling off. This is consistent steps every week, every month, every year. And over time that compounds and suddenly you realize you're like, it's working. I have a business. Like this is great.
It's working.
It kind of sneaks
I
up
have
on
a
you
business.
sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel calm and I know where to get information. And I know I always have someone accessible to me to ask a question and get an answer, either through the membership site or through my once a month live with them. So listen, to achieve long-term success, I'm only doing this 8 years. I was profitable within my first year because I hired a coach. And then I hired a coach pretty much every single year, minus I think last year, to get me to focus properly on what I should be focusing on. Because as entrepreneurs, we're all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, all over the place.
Guilty.
Everything, right? Shiny object, shiny object. Oh my God, so-and-so's doing that. Should I do that? Well,
Oh, new
no.
software. Oh, look, that's a different way of, a new pricing tool. What's it? Yeah.
Oh my God. I love when I talk to the profit insiders and go, do not spend any money unless you check with me, because there's so many bad things out there, bad programs, but there's also so many good ones that maybe should be next year. Let's get your foundation set, right? So the membership site is the starting point. Get your foundation set, learn on demand. $97 a month. It's a no-brainer. It's month to month too. I no longer require a 6-month minimum. So I shouldn't have probably said that, but it's, you know what? It's the reality. You can go in there and learn each separate, I'm going to honestly say each separate training could probably be sold for $97 alone, if not more, some of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're giving 100 trainings or more PDFs, scripts and things for $97 a month. So if you're struggling and you're new and you're really afraid to spend money to go for a program, for the group program, Profit Insiders, or one-on-one coaching with me, you look at the membership site, look at how much it offers, because I think it's going to completely change the way a lot of you are struggling. And I just can't stand when people struggle. I wish I could make the Profit Insiders affordable for everyone, but I can't because we have so much in that program.
Yeah. And it's FaceTime with you. There's a lot involved in it, but I love that the membership site has the monthly Q&A with you too. Like that's a great, so many sites are just, here you go, have fun, walk through it. Whereas I love that you offer that one, it's once a month, but it's enough. If there's something just nagging at you, something is not clear, there's something that just isn't quite clicking, that's when you can ask that question, actually get an answer, which is very rare in the membership site model, I think.
It is rare in the membership site model, but again, my joy is talking to people and getting them unstuck, right? I love talking to designers and getting them unstuck. And part of that is having this membership site with this wealth of my knowledge is in there. Your knowledge is in there. And so many other coaches. So it's got mindset, sales, marketing, Instagram, Facebook, systems, process, tech support. I can't even name everything that's in there. The client process, it's all in there. So for those of you who are struggling and you're grasping at Facebook groups, trying to get your answers to some things that probably shouldn't be getting answers from the general 9,000 public that is in that group, because they all have different business models. They all have different personalities. They're all in different locations. And even though there's a lot of great advice, and I want you to keep asking, certain things are very specific to your business. And when I see the advice, I'm like, oh, I hope that person sits and thinks whether that advice is right for them, right? It's always scary to me, and I can't be in the group all the time answering things, which is why I have the membership site. So, any final thoughts? Did we skip anything?
I mean, one thing I would say is, being now, which I'm grateful to be heavily involved in our Profit Insiders group coaching, like the transformation there in a year is just bananas. But like you said before, if that is not quite what you're ready to invest in, this is such a good first step. It's going to give you such a great foundation. And then hopefully you'll be profitable enough that you can join us in a future Profit Insiders group and be part of that designer cohort and get that sort of next level leveling in your business.
Yes. And I'm not sure who made this comment on the key, but the key is actually not part of the $97 a month. The key has to be purchased separately for $397. But we just had that testimonial this morning that was like, oh my God, so good. Holds me accountable, made it easier for me, stops me from second guessing myself, and gives me the opportunity to really be knowledgeable when I'm talking to the client. Like, I'm charging you $20,000. And if they question you, this is exactly why. And it makes you feel so much more confident when you're proposing a price to somebody, because you actually understand how you got to it with the guideline of what we have found to be industry standard. So the key is not just like, here you go, figure it out. We actually give you a starting point to think through each of the spaces, each of the jobs, each of the stages of design, so you can really make sure you're not forgetting anything. I think a lot of designers forget pieces of the design job and how long it actually takes them.
Yes. I'm working on a project right now, and I think we're in sort of the pre-remodel planning phase, just sort of like figuring out the scope. And I think I estimated 60 hours. In my mind, I was like, that's way high. Nope, I'm getting close. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, and I used the key, and I was grateful for that, because I think I would have underestimated, like, by the time the revisions and site visits and travel and contractor meetings. And I was like, oh yeah, this stuff takes time. And the key for me is like, it's like that paper bridge. It's not just pulling a number out of thin air and being like, I think it's going to be this. It's like, nope, I've calculated this. It's based on industry averages. It's based on my experience. It's based on my knowledge, and it is a tool to send. This is like tangent for the membership site, but the key alone, that has been huge for me too. Like, I've been sending out my biggest design fees, my biggest proposals ever since doing that. And that's
But huge. Did you get the job?
Yes, that's the good news.
That's good.
Right. It's one thing to send a big proposal.
Right. And how many of those messages have we gotten? Like, this was the biggest proposal I've ever had to send. Like, I'm afraid. And then the next message is, oh my God, I got it. And why
They
did they
said
get it?
yes.
Yeah. They said yes to the dress. They said yes
Yeah.
to the proposal because you were confident in presenting it, because you used the key to figure it out. And then on top of that, if you're in the membership site on top of it, you've got tons of mindset training, sales training, confidence training from me and you in there to get the guts to actually charge your worth. And that is always my pet peeve. The confidence to charge your worth and to run your business the way you want to run your business, whether that's 2 days a week, 6 days a week, whether you're using text or not. I want you to be happy running your business.
Mhm.
So I say, everyone, go check out the membership site, because there is a ton of training in there that if you're struggling growing your business, marketing, sales, process, client communication, tech, the actual interior design process as well. We're starting to load up more trainings there, thanks to Lesley. You're not going to want to miss out, because when I raise this price, it's funny. Probably if I raise the price, more people would go in it. Psychologically, trust me, it is underpriced at $97. So get in while you can, because I always retro people too, by the way. When I raise prices, I tend not to go backwards and raise the old people, but that might change too. Like, it just, all right, everyone has to look at their own business model and make sure it works for them. So get the foundational lessons you need, get the advanced lessons you need on demand by going in there, and get me live once a month to answer any questions submitted in advance.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. So, all right. So Lesley, I'm going to tell everyone that we are going to High Point.
Oh, it's official.
Oh my God, I haven't been out and about in a while. I don't think anyone's seen my face in person since COVID started. So I'm excited to go live. We'll make sure we try to set up a meet and greet for everyone who wants to meet us, because I want to meet as many people as I can who I know through these little faces on Facebook and Instagram. It's time to meet in person. Last time I went, no, it must have not been last time. Probably 3 times ago. So we're probably talking 5 years ago. I'm walking down the street in High Point all by myself. And not that many people know me there, actually, because it's designers from all over. And all of a sudden, from across the street, somebody's like, oh, like, and they're pointing to me. And I'm like, do I know them? And sure enough, I recognize them from their little Facebook picture.
Aww.
And we hugged each other, and it was great. And I knew a lot about her just from these Facebook groups. So it's amazing when you get to meet people in person. So I'm excited that you and I are going again.
Me too. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be fun. So, all right, everyone, go have a great Thursday. If you are looking to achieve the long-term success for your business, go back and listen from the beginning and join the membership site, because that's the foundation, plus the middle of growing your business, and even towards when you're getting advanced lessons are in there. It really carries you all the way through to making the money you want to make and creating the life business balance that you want. So don't miss out on it. And that's what I wanted to say. All right. We will see you next Thursday for Thursday Thoughts, and I will see everyone soon in my lives. Bye, everyone.
Bye.